Hey, what's going on? What's going on? This is another episode of the Reporter Vlog News on YouTube because I've been able to get the vlog news on YouTube and Facebook as well. But in this case, it's the Reporter Vlog News on YouTube uh, with a triple header today and a single. Uh, a good jam all for man. I think I'm gonna do that. Are we gonna? This was like is I'm gonna try to do a quadruple header today on. See on January 5th, 2026. So I guess you can say this is pretty much the first episode in a new year. In a new year, big old fat one. Guess we go with the softest story up, go up to the hardest story. Time Slip Theater brings a new life to historic old Louisville. It's brought to you by WOKY, of course. It's a couple of days back. Kind of old a little bit, but it's still useful. Uh, updated. It was updated at 6:09 p.m. on January 1st, 2026, with the publisher being Joyce uh, Gurry. Joyce Gurry. All right, let's get right into it. Louisville, Kentucky, a historic church in Old Louisville is preparing for a new chapter this time as a hub of creativity and community. Time Slip Theater plans to transform the former church on West Ormsby Street, if they haven't already did it, into a full-scale performing arts venue, addressing what arts leaders say is a growing shortage of performance spaces in Louisville. Anything artistic that the community can come together and use the building for, we want this to be a place, said the artistic director Remy Sissick. And the nonprofit community theater company known for production like the Rocky Horror Show is putting down permanent roots in the neighborhood. Sissick says Old Louisville's tight knit supportive community made it a natural fit. Made it a natural fit. We are so thankful to be in Old Louisville. This neighborhood is so supportive of each other. We're honored to be able to fold into that, said Sissick. The new venue will hold theater productions, community events, and gatherings, all while preserving the historic character of the building. Sissick says the project helps fill a critical gap in the city's cultural landscape. There are so many incredible arts organizations, but so few places for them to actually do anything. By taking the lead on this project, we're creating space for those organizations, said Sissick. Construction is just getting started, but the framework for the stage is already in place. Sissick says the goal is to welcome audiences by March. Once complete, the venue will seat about 150 people. Seating will initially consist of church pews with plans to eventually transition to a traditional theater seating. Renovations will also include dressing rooms and backstage space to support full productions. It creates better quality of living when the cultural landscape is enriched by people who love what they're doing, Sissick said. Those looking to support Time Slip Theater can attend an upcoming show at Atlanta's Morissette Sets Jagged Little Pill, the musical, at the Actors Theater from Friday, January the 30th to Sunday, February 8th. Let me repeat that to all the artistic people out there. It's at Actors Theater from Friday 30th, January the 30th to Sunday, February 8th. But that'll do it for that story. Basically, this is what the old people, I guess, the old Louisville organizers pretty much do. They love the arts, and I guess it's a major build up. The Ag Boy is a major build up. To complete the project, the Time Slip Theater hopes to raise $175,000. Since it says investing in the arts spaces improves the quality of life across the city. So, and as always with Louisville, they would definitely raise money for that, and because, like I said, this city raises money for what it want, what it really likes, and that's one of the things that it really likes. Uh, but I guess shout out to the people like this kind of stuff. Not really my thing, to be honest. But shout out to them, and yeah, have fun. All right, that takes care of that story. Let's move on to the serious stories. Okay, the next story.
First thing, this won't be a win that they'll talk about in their Hall of Fame speeches, but it definitely salvaged a small piece of both of their legacies.
Okay, now the serious stories. Okay, this one brought to you by WLKY. U.S. strikes Venezuela, says its leader, his wife, have been captured and will face prosecution. This bill, of course, brought to you by WLKY. Pretty much foolishness. Oh, man. Face prosecution. Okay. I'm going to read this and then we're going to talk about it, I guess. U.S. plans to run Venezuela and tap its oil reserves, Trump says after the operation to oust Maduro. uh, by Regina Garcia Cano and Kristantin Toropin, Associated Press. Caracas, Venezuela, hours after the audacious military operation that plucked leader Nicolas Maduro from power and removed him from the country, President Donald Trump said Saturday the United States would run Venezuela at least temporarily to tap its vast oil reserves to sell to the other nations. So basically, let me move on. We're going to go over this story. Uh, the dramatic action. The dramatic action capped an intensive Trump administration pressure campaign on the South American nation and its autocratic leader in months of secret planning, resulting in the most assertive American action to achieve regime change since the '03 invasion of Iraq. Legal experts immediately raised questions about whether the operation was lawful. As well, Vice President Delcy Rodriguez amended in a speech that the U.S. free Maduro and called him the country's rightful leader. Before Venezuela's high court ordered her to assume the role of interim president. Speaking to reporters hours after Maduro's capture, Trump revealed his plan to exploit the leader, void to fix the country's oil and infrastructure and sell large amounts of the oil to other countries. Whew, man. Whew. Maduro and his wife seized overnight from their home on a military base were first taken aboard the U.S. warship on their way to face prosecution for Justice Department indictment accusing them of participating in narco-terrorism conspiracy. Keyword conspiracy. A plane carried the disposed leader landed around 4:30 p.m. Saturday in an airport in New York City northern suburbs. Maduro was escorted off the jet, gingerly making his way down the stairway before being led across the tarmac, surrounded by federal agents. Several agents filmed him on their phones as he walked. He was flown, then flown by a helicopter to Manhattan, where a convoy of law enforcement vehicles, and including an armored car, was waiting to whisk him to a nearby U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration office. Video posted on social media by the White House account showed Maduro smiling as he was escorted through the office by two DEA agents, grasping his arm. He was expected to be detained while awaiting trial at federal bail in Brooklyn. Jeez. The legal authority for the excursion done without congressional approval was not immediately clear, but the Trump administration promoted the ouster as a step toward reducing the flow of dangerous drugs into the U.S. The president touted that he saw that the potential benefits, including a leadership stake in the country and greater control of oil. And that's man. Let me move on. That's the Trump claimed the U.S. government would help run the country and was already doing so. Though there were no immediate signs of that. Signs of that. Venezuela state TV continued to air pro-Maduro propaganda, broadcasting live images of supporters taking to the streets in Caracas in protest. We're going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition. Trump said in a Mar-a-Lago news conference where he boasted that this extreme successful operation should serve as a warning to anyone who would threaten American sovereignty or endanger American lives. Maduro and other Venezuelan officials were indicted in 2020 on narco-terrorism and conspiracy charges. But the Justice Department released a new indictment Saturday of Maduro and his wife, Celia Flores, that painted the regime as a corrupt, illegitimate government fueled by a drug trafficking operation that flooded the U.S. with cocaine. The U.S. government does not recognize Maduro as the country's leader. Early Saturday, multiple explosions rang out and low-flying aircraft swept through the Venezuelan capital. Maduro's government accused the United States of attacking civilians and military installations, calling it an imperialist attack. Urged citizens to take to the streets. The attack lasted for 30 minutes. The explosions of the S7 blasts and people rushing into the streets, while others Others took to social media to report that they've seen and heard some Venezuelan civilians and members of the military were killed. As Vice President Delcy Rodriguez, while giving a number of Trump said some U.S. forces were injured in Venezuela, but he believed none were killed. Video video obtained from Caracas and identified the coastal city showed tracers and smoke clouding the landscape as repeated muted explosions illuminated the night sky. Other footage showed cars passing on on a highway as blasts illuminated the, the hills behind them. The videos were verified by the Associated Press. Smoke was seen rising from the hangar of the military base in the Caracas, while others military installations in the capital was without power. Uh, Venezuelan ruling party leader Nahum Fernandez told Associated Press that Maduro and Flores were at their home within the Fort Tuna military installation. Then they were captured. That's where they bombed, he said, and there they carried out that we could call a kidnapping of the president and the first lady of the country. Under Venezuelan law, Rodriguez would take over from Maduro. There was no confirmation that it had to happen. Though she did issue a statement while the strike demanding proof of life of Maduro and his wife. The strike followed a month-long Trump administration pressure campaign on the Venezuelan leader, including a major buildup of American forces in the water of South America and attacks on boats in the eastern Pacific and Caribbean accused of carrying drugs. Last week, the CIA was behind a drone strike at the docking area believed to have been used for Venezuelan drug cartels. The first known direct operation on Venezuelan soil since the U.S. began strikes in September. As of Friday, the number of known boat strikes were 35. The number of people killed was 115, according to the Trump administration. Trump said that the U.S. is engaged in the armed conflict with drug cartels, and has justified the boat strikes as necessary to stem the flow of drugs into America. Maduro has decried the U.S. military operations as a thinly veiled effort to oust him from power. Venezuelan ruling party has held power since 1999. Let's see how far this goes. Okay. Oh yeah, he better watch himself. That's next door. Yeah, he's a loon. Hold on, I'll be back. Yeah, he's a loon. Venezuelan ruling party has held power since '99, when Maduro predecessor Hugo Chavez took office, promising to uplift poor people, later to implement a self-described socialist revolution. Maduro took over when Chavez died in 2013. His 2018 re-election was widely considered a sham because the main opposition parties were banned from participating during the 2024 election. Ruling party loyal told authorities declared him the winner hours before polls closed, but the opposition gathered overwhelming evidence that he lost by a more than 2-1 margin. In a demonstration of how polarizing a figure Maduro is, people variously took to the streets to deplore his capture and celebrate it. As a protest in the Venezuelan capital of Caracas, Mayor Carmen Melendez joined the crowd demanding Maduro's return. Maduro, hold on, the people are rising up. The crowd chanted, "We are here, Nicolas Maduro. If you can hear us, we are here." Earlier on, people and uninformed members of the civilian militia took to the streets of Caracas, neighborhood long considered a stronghold of the ruling party. Other parts of the city, the streets remained empty hours after the attack as residents absorbed events. Some areas remained without power, but vehicles moved freely. How do I feel? Scared like everyone, said Caracas resident Norris Prada, who sat on an empty avenue looking down at his phone. Venezuelan woke up scared. Many families couldn't sleep. In the Chilean capital of Santiago, people waved Venezuelan flags and banging the pots and pans as vehicles passed by, honking at them. At the ground floor, the home of the largest Venezuelan community in the U.S., people wrapped themselves in Venezuelan flags and fried snacks and cheered as music played. At one point, the crowd chanted, "Liberty, liberty, liberty." There's no legality. The armed service committees in both houses of Congress, which have jurisdiction over military matters, have not been notified by the administration of any actions. According to a person familiar with this matter and granted anonymity to discuss it, lawmakers from both political parties in Congress have raised deep reservations, flat out objections to the U.S. attack on both suspected of drug smuggling near the Venezuelan coast. And the Congress has not specifically approved of an authorization for the use of military force for such operations in the region. The Connecticut Republican Jim Hines and the top Democratic of the House Intelligence Committee said he has seen no evidence that would justify Trump striking Venezuela without approval from Congress, and demanded an immediate briefing by the administration on its plans to ensure stability in the region and its legal justifications of this decision. Deputy Secretary of State Christopher Landau said the military action and seizure of Maduro's marks a new dawn for Venezuela. Saying that the tyrant is gone, he posted on X hours after the strike. His boss Rubio reported posts from July said Maduro is not the president of Venezuela and his regime is not the legitimate government. Cuba, a supporter of the Maduro government and a longtime adversary of the United States, called for the international community to respond to the President Miguel Diaz-Canel Bermudez called the criminal attack. Our zone of peace is brutally assaulted, he said on X. Iran's foreign ministries also condemned the strike. President Javier Milei of Argentina praised the claim by his close ally Trump that Maduro had been captured with the political slogan he often deploys to celebrate right-wing advances. Long live freedom, bleep. So it ends this story. Let's go back up front and talk about it a little bit. Okay, basically, this is Trump appeasing the people of Venezuela so he can get the oil. See, anybody can, anybody. That's why you gotta. That's why you gotta watch who comes to your rescue. That's why you gotta watch who comes to your rescue. There are secret agendas. But the people are so happy that they got rid of the guy that they don't see the secret agenda of the guy that came to their rescue. Man, this paragraph right here tells the whole story. Trump administration promoted the ouster as a step toward reducing the flow of dangerous drugs. That's a smoke screen. It's a smoke screen. In the U.S., the president touted that he saw as the other potential benefits, including a leadership stake in the country and a greater control of oil. In other words, it's all about power and the greater control of oil. He's going to use the oil to mine his pockets. And this is a billionaire. This is a billionaire, a very greedy billionaire. He's gonna take the money that he's gonna sell this or make a profit off of, as far as the oil. He's gonna line his own pockets. You think he really cares about the Venezuelans? No, he halfway don't care about his own house. This is a guy that goes outside the United States, talks that garbage, um, over here and over there, but he don't have enough good sense to take care of his own house. And the Venezuelans are believing it. This because he came to the rescue and rescued them from Maduro. And by the way, what in the world is the United States going to do to a leader like Maduro? What are you going to do? It's basically is the United States in a nutshell. It really is. They go to a land, conquer the land, and use it until they can't use it no more. They gobble up land and they use it until they use it no more or can't use it no more. And this is what the United States of today is doing. A good thing about doing. They come by under the cover of we want to help you make you help make you better. But when it's all said and done, the hidden agenda is we want to take over your land until we tap your oil supply and tap your oil supply. What you hold so dear, what was been passed down do generation to generation. We want to take that and make a profit off of it. This is what this administration is all about. It ain't all about saving the Venezuelans. It's all about taking the profit of what you hold so dear, what is pretty much rightfully yours. Be in charge of it for now until we have used it up. To sell until we have used it up, and we want to take it, the profit, the very thing you hold so valuable, and use it up until it's not there no more. That's what he tried to do to Ukraine. Try to pressure them into giving Russia their land and so, it's, like I said, that's what he tried to do to Ukraine. He tried to pressure them to give up their land. But when it's all said and done, the United States ain't giving up nothing. That's the crazy thing about them two situations. The United States ain't giving up nothing. It's the Venezuelan people that are giving up some. They're giving up their land and the oil that's under it. Because the United States came interfered under the cover of we want to get under the cover of a conspiracy. That's what this is all about. If you tell a conspiracy long enough, people are eventually gonna believe it. People gonna eventually will believe it. And in poor Venezuelans, they don't know what's gonna hit them. Celebrating in the streets, thinking they really are free. When it's all said and done, their homeland is getting drained. It's like sort of like a spider. A spider weaving the web. Some of them webs look awfully pretty until you get caught in it. You know what a spider does to a fly. Man, that's what the United States has turned into. Especially when it comes to them little countries, they ain't gonna do this to a big boy like China, because they got too much business invested in it. They know America knows better than to try this bully garbage with China. Be game over. It will be game over. Shoot. Well, once again, what you gonna do to Maduro? Like I say, he didn't commit a crime in your country. What do you think you gonna do? It pretty much don't make no sense. If you truly look at it, you got a foreign guy on American soil in American courts. I could see if it was a guy, a terrorist, that had set bombs throughout all of America. I can see it. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, I can see it. But you pretty much go into another country, get their leader, and going to prosecute them on the American soil. What are you going to do? You can't keep them. You can't keep them. You can't keep them. Because I would. It would be a first if you're gonna put a guy behind in federal prison, or a leader from a foreign nation in federal prison. It don't make sense. It don't make no sense, really. Does it make sense? A foreign leader in American federal prison. Man, make that make sense. Well, let's move on. Shoot. Hey.
The way that this season started, the way that the AFC.
Okay. Okay. All right. Here we go. Oh, Second to the last story, Venezuelan opposition rejoiced at Maduro abduction. Then Trump spoke. It's brought to you by CNN. Of course, one day ago, but it's still useful. Venezuela opposition rejoiced at Maduro's abduction. But Trump doesn't seem interested in working with them. See, that's what I'm talking about. He's not interested in working with Venezuelans. It's all about the oil. It's a title gives it away. It was published January 9th, January 3rd, 2026. Analyst by Max Saltman and Alessandra Freitas. Okay. In the immediate hours following the U.S. forces bombing Caracas and abducting Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife, Venezuela's beleaguered opposition was static. Uh, Venezuelans are the hour of freedom has arrived, declared Maria Corina Machado, the leader of the Venezuelan opposition movement, recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize. But after U.S. President Donald Trump expressed a lack of confidence in Machado and suggested that he instead partner with Maduro. Said partner with Maduro loyalist Delcy Rodriguez, the opposition officials channels were quiet for most of the day. Machado had called for the immediate installation of Edmund Gonzalez Rudia as president and for the Venezuelan military to follow in behind. Most Western governments regard Gonzalez as the legitimate winner of the contested 2024 presidential election in Venezuela. Today we are prepared to enforce a mandate on and take power. Machado said, let us remain vigilant, active, and organized until the democratic transition is achieved. A transition that needs all of us. Then came to a press conference from Trump asked whether Machado would have any part in the post-Maduro government. Trump said that he had not been contacted with her, and that's why Machado is a very nice woman. Was a very nice woman. She doesn't have the support within the respect within the country to lead Venezuela. As of Saturday evening, neither Machado nor Gonzalez have commented publicly on Trump's remarks. CNN contacted both Machado and Gonzalez teams about Trump's statement and is awaiting a response. Okay. Yeah, I don't chew too much while I shower down. Okay. Well, then we're gonna stop it right there. Stop it right there. Like I said, let's go back to the title. This is and that's what I was doing pretty much. I just say it's pretty much follow what I was talking about in the last story. Trump did, Trump ain't gonna be part of the program because he got what he wanted. He got Maduro out of there, so the land is pretty much it. He is wide open, no opposition whatsoever. He's gonna pretend like he's doing it for the people, but he's not. He's not. He's not. That's why it's pretty much telling them and it's pretty much basically that's the jealousy of it because Machado won the the Nobel Peace Prize and he didn't. It's the kid of Trump, the kid in Trump, or the spoiled brat in Trump. Yeah, that's what he is. That's what he is. That's why he called her a nice woman. Oh, shoot. But let's move on to the other story because, like I said, it's pretty much a follow from the last story I read. Okay, came out an hour ago, and brought you by CNN. Pentagon cuts Senator Mark Kelly's military retirement pay, expungement over legal orders video. Okay, like I said, it's brought to you by CNN. Came out updated 29 minutes ago. Publisher being Zachary Cohen. Um, Zachary Cohen. Okay, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth announced Monday that the Pentagon is taking administrative action to punish Senator Mark Kelly, a retired Navy captain, by moving to cut his retirement pay for participating in a video where he and other Democratic lawmakers reminded U.S. service members of their duty to refuse legal orders. Illegal orders. Access said in a post on X that the U.S. military has initiated proceedings to reduce the amount of retirement pay Kelly receives and has issued a secretarial letter of censure, which would stand as a written reprimand, but have no practical consequences for the Arizona Democrat. In response to Senator Mark Kelly's seditious statement and his patterns of reckless misconduct, the Department of War is taking administrative action against Captain Mark E. Kelly. X posted on X. The department has initiated retirement grade determination proceeding under the 10 U.S. With reduction to his retired grade, resulting in a corresponding reduction in retired pay. Kelly responded later Monday morning saying he wouldn't be intimidated and to fight the action. If PKX is the most unqualified Secretary of Defense in our country's history, that ain't sees it can intimidate me with a censor or threats to demote me or prosecute me, he still doesn't get it. I will fight with this with everything I got, not for myself, but to send a message back to Pete Hegseth and Donald Trump don't get to decide what Americans is this country get to say about their government, he said in a post on X. And closed doors, Hegseth had been weighing his options to punish Kelly for participating in a video ranging from reducing the retired U.S. Navy captain's rank and pension, or prosecuting him under the military law, CNN has reported. In the video that triggered the Trump administration calls for consequences, 6 Democratic lawmakers said the threats to our Constitution are coming from the right here at home. Peely urged the military and intelligence community to refuse illegal orders. Though the video didn't reference what the orders service members might be, it's even that would potentially be illegal. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle have raised concerns repeatedly about the legality of U.S. military strikes against suspected drug boats in the Caribbean. The U.S. military deployment into cities over the protests of governors. Mississippi Senator Roger Wicker, a Republican who chairs the Senate Armed Services Committee, said last month it's not appropriate for the military to try to punish Kelly. Asked by CNN if it's appropriate to do so, Wicker shook his head. After the follow-up question, he replied, "You asked me that question, and my answer is no." In November, Rex had requested advice from the U.S. Secretary who oversees the military branch. Kelly served in more than 2 decades on how to proceed a potential punish him for participating in a video which Exodus had claimed encountered a serious violations of the military code of justice. So basically, this is a okay. And more news coming in. House Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro pleads not guilty. Telling the judge that he's still president of my country. Exactly. Oh, exactly. But basically, to finish off his quadruple header, basically this is this. Heck said getting Mark Kelly to bend the knee and not have a mind of his own and go along with anything, whether right or wrong. That's all there's to it. Whether anything, we tell you we tell you what we want you to say, what you pretty much how you supposed to think, and whether it's right or wrong, and and that pretty much just makes the military look awfully foolish, because the one thing about it, they they don't it goes against what they stand for. Even though I can't say nothing because I was never in the military personally, but this was like it doesn't go against what they stand for. But this is the weakness of this administration. They cannot stand that somebody has a man of their own, willing to. They pretty much just cannot stand somebody with integrity. With integrity, you got you have to be part of the religion of the clone religion. Can't have a mind of your own. Can't think for yourself. Well, you gotta obey us, no matter if the command is right or if the command is wrong. So if you don't obey us, we're gonna punish you. Is punishing a guy that served this country for 2 decades? Man, that should get every veteran kind of upset. If they truly look at this story and read this story, read between the lines, yeah, it should make a veteran pretty much upset. A guy that pretty much fought for this country for 2 decades, getting told how to think, getting told how to think, because the government is kind of soft and thin-skinned. Because the government's soft and thin-skinned, and they want to look like they're tough. But ain't good for guys like Kelly. Despite what they do, he's gonna keep drawing the line. That's ridiculous. You mean to get along with? I got to get along with March the what I forget what they're saying. They call it March the company line. Yeah, march the company line. That's what they. That's what this administration is all about. You got to march that company line. Yeah, whether it's wrong or right, whether it's wrong or right. But that's all I got for this one. It was pretty much a way to break in the new year for this episode. But like I said, that's all I got for this one. This quadruple episode, report of vlog news. You have a good one. God help America. I'm gone.